How's it going, guys? Andy here and welcome back to the potting shed. Today I have another houseplant spotlight for you, and today we have the beautiful, interesting Calathea network, also known as Calathea Musaica, and its general name is network because of these tiny little patterns on the leaves that look absolutely stunning. It's a really interesting plant. This particular one, I've got to tell you, had a lot of new leaves when I picked it up, and I must admit, got to hold my hands up here, I'm running out of space, and it went into one of my spare bedrooms because I don't have any more space in the living room, and it went in there and it's kind of out of sight, out of mind. I must have left it a few days longer with the watering than it should have done. It dried out a little bit, and Calathea do like a drink, and some of those new leaves did catch a bit of browning. Where can I show you one? Here, look at that. It's got a bit of a brown leaf there. It's not very happy. So sorry, Mr. Calathea, that was my bad. I checked down on it a few days before. It was okay. Must have dried out since then, and I must admit the soil was relatively dry. And yeah, they do like Calathea do like to be moist and do like a drink. So I think I let it dry out just a little bit too long. So a good tip, keep an eye on your plants, even if it normally takes a week, for example, that it can normally go. If you have slightly warmer weather, this room gets more sun. It's a brighter room. It probably warms up during the day. We've had a lot of sunny weather, probably dried it out a little bit quicker. The sun probably on the pot dried it out a bit quicker, and there we have it. So this isn't a precise science, you know. It's hard keeping plants, especially Calathea, can be a little bit funny with humidity and watering, but if it was easy, it wouldn't be a fun challenge, would it? So Calathea, let's do a bit of a care guide and spotlight for this one because it's fascinating. I love the patterns on the leaves and the way they grow up and then pitch down like this as well. It's pretty cool. A really architectural looking plant. I love it. So let's go over some growing tips, shall we? So let's start with light requirements. They like a bright room, indirect sunlight, as most houseplants do not like direct sun. Indirect sunlight, and will tolerate slightly less as well, but they do like a reasonable amount of light. Watering, as I've kind of already hinted on, they do like to be kept moist, not wet, and they don't want to stay wet, and they will still need to be left a good few days to dry out a bit before you water it again, but do not let it totally dry out, okay? And as it's a Calathea, they really don't like tap water, especially if you're in a hard water area. Soft water area, not too bad, but ideally rainwater or deionized water is going to be better for this sort of plant. In terms of humidity, Calathea like a good amount. They're a tropical plant. They're going to appreciate that. So regular mistings, a humidity tray at the bottom with some gravel in it, put some water in it so that the pot is not sitting in the water, but the water level is below the gravel. So the pot's on the gravel, but the water's always there, slowly evaporating and creating a bit of humidity for the plant is a good idea. Regular mistings or even a humidifier is great if you want to stretch for that. Also, keeping other plants around it will help increase the humidity. Temperature wise, minimum of 15 degrees, which is what, 60, I think it's 60 degrees Fahrenheit minimum. Obviously upwards of that it would benefit. Sort of room temperature is fine for these plants. If you live in a colder part of the world, just make sure those nighttime temperatures don't drop too low because then they will start to suffer. And then feeding, again, is simple. During the summer, a dilute liquid fertilizer will be fine. Every few months, they don't need too much. Nothing in the winter. Just wait until springtime, and then you can get with the feeding once again. So generally, being a Calathea, they can be a little bit fussy. If a new leaf comes up like it did with this one and got a little bit cold or a little bit dry, they can go brown. If you want, you can cut it off and a new one will probably grow, or even cut the little bit of brown off. It won't go green again once it's gone brown, so it's probably better just to snip it off with some scissors if it's only a little bit. If it's a big bit, cut the leaf off. There should be plenty more. You're going to be okay. That's the first way that a Calathea will tell you it's not happy, is with browning edges, browning leaf tips, or generally sagging. That's a good way to tell, but they're not always easy. They can be a bit fussy, but keep on top of it. Don't ignore it. and generally you should be all right. All right, that pretty much wraps it up for this Calathea Network Musaica Spotlight. Please subscribe for more houseplant videos coming along very soon. Like this video if you wouldn't mind. I would appreciate that if you found it useful. And as always, thank you very much for watching, and I'll catch you again very soon on another video. Bye for now.